So, I was given some advice yesterday by a Mr. Mark Wood, and he suggested that I try current event readings. So, here we go. I will do as I'm told. I will do as I'm told. My initial thought when I saw this Knight of Wands energy, and I have two Knight of Wands in this deck. One's feminine and one's masculine. This is the feminine one. And there is hey, LB, nice to see you on here. There is currently discussions about war in Europe, which I knew was coming. And you don't have to be a psychic to see the writing on the wall while how they were. Hey, smarty girl, getting a few of you in here. You don't have to be a psychic to see the writing on the wall when if you just pay attention to what is physically going down, right? You got a bunch of military-age men being moved from their home countries to countries that they have no affection or connection to. They're not bringing their women and children. And this is from every culture all over the world getting moved around. They're just moving the pieces on the board so that they're not on their own side. They have no proper connection to the nation of which they're in. And then there is hostilities being built up against these people moving in. And it's the perfect recipe for an accepted war practice. You know, how do you get enlightened people? Well, like not enlightened totally, but, you know, a good portion of humanity is starting to kind of rub their eyes, and they're in the process of opening their eyes, right? Hey, Heidi, nice to see you. And how do you get everybody on board unless you make things extremely uncomfortable? Now, discomfort can be used for a healthy change, and it can also be used to elicit very negative, nasty change. And in this particular case, it kind of feels like the negative, nasty kind. Now, I did see the Wheel of Fortune. I do see organizations here. This is like coming from up top, Hierophant energy. And then I see a lot of people walking away like, yeah, you know, I don't want to play. It's like being in a position to hurt somebody to gain, and instead walking away having lost a bit. There's going to be a lot of human beings actually stepping up and being human beings. Like I don't want to kill anybody because of a disagreement about whatever. I don't have any interest in participating in this fuck shit. There's going to be a good portion of people doing this too. Because it doesn't feel like it's fair either. It's like, you know, you see somebody sitting down covering their head, and the person who could chop their head off is like, you know, I'm just going to walk away. This isn't who we are. This isn't what we stand for. This isn't what we believe. Kind of feels like youth-driven, thank God. Youth-driven, common sense, thank God. Yeah, they're like, hey, look, don't worry, be happy. We just want to be happy, man. We don't want to participate in your fuck shit. We want to be enlightened. this is probably going to be the beginning to the end of the current establishment. You know, they keep trying to force a new world order the way that they want to see it happen. There's going to be a new world order, all right, but not the way that they're trying to impose upon everyone. I see new seed of life. There's a new egg, a new little butterfly egg. The potential is immense. I hear must be protected. Oh, I just got blocked. Must be protected at all cost. I got blocked. I couldn't say that for a second. Hold on. Trying to figure out. It's like the establishment is trying to figure out what that new egg is so that they can destroy it. Yeah. They're trying to figure out who exactly it is. That's that new egg. And they're trying to take it down. If we could just figure out who this is, we could crush their spirit. But here's the thing, it's not just one person anymore. You know, the energy has been hopping. That's also another reason why they're getting ready for a new planned pandemic. Is it endemic or pandemic? I need a dictionary. Or systemic. All the emics. Just checking to make sure I didn't wake Elijah. And this time they're going to try and kill the young ones. That's what I've been reading the papers and stuff, and it's like going after kids and teenagers. And it's like, you know what? Who died and made you motherfuckers God? Because as far as I can see, the light of God within you has been snuffed nearly out to nothingness. Unless you're all just fucking cyborgs. Because there's no way like an actual human being would treat the children of your species like that. An enlightened species, which is what we are supposed to be acting like and where we were headed. This is working together to balance things out. You know, I had a really long conversation with, and I was trying to look him up, Mark Atwood. He's really, for the amount of stuff he's got his fingers in, sounds bad. Sorry, I can't help myself. For the amount of stuff that he's got himself into, right? And the success and the people he's been helping and all this, right? This man would be entitled to have a really huge fucked up ego. And actually he is very centered for who he is. It's fascinating. You know, I saw glimpses of it, but it was like healthy and natural. Like, oh yeah, you should have an ego about that. You're doing a really brilliant job, you know? Oh yeah, I almost forgot what I was talking about. The card fell and reminded me. Two of Pentacles. This is what we were discussing a lot, the dark and the light and the dark. Nothing is ever as it seems. Just when you think you know everything about something and you're like, this is all good. And then you find darkness within it. And then, you know, just when you think you know how dark this thing is, or this person is, or this group is, there's light within it, you know. Look him up. Mark Atwood. He has like a conspiracy-based kind of a channel on YouTube. His other channel got taken down, so he had to rebuild it. But he's an author. He's come up with different way to publish books and promote them, which I really appreciate. He's going to let me check out his course and see if I can maybe get some pointers for my book. It was wild. It was like so many synchronicities. Like another friend of mine he called me this morning and he's like, he's going to be leaving tomorrow to later today. You need to go talk to this man about marketing your book. No, not Sean Atwood, Mark Atwood. Attwood. He's Irish. And I just got distracted. ADHD. Turn this off. I'm doing like 4 things at the same time. So, we were talking about the light and the dark within the light, right? And when you have 3 of Pentacles, and then I see the 2 of Pentacles with that balanced yin yang symbol, and it's like working together to defeat the darkness from within, right? So one of our conversations was that we had both been pulled to this country for healing because this is such a spiritually important location for the entire planet. And the darkness has really been intense about maintaining control and a hold over this nation, right? Tried 700-year war, tried splitting the country in half, tried, commercialized control tactics and capitalism control tactics, tried communistic control tactic, and like it's just crazy, right? Pitting people against one another, building, trying to cultivate mistrust among the nation. It's just really, it's really heavy and intense what this culture has been through. And both being pulled here, but for different locations and different reasons. He's doing all the things that I have been trying to dream up how to figure out how to do. And he's figured it out, creating a community of healing, figuring out how to not only manifest it, but maintain it. I mean, I could have talked to that man for days, weeks, months, And the energy his daughter has is so powerful in healing. The potential within her is immense, right? And that also is what makes me think of the youth figuring out how to get us out of this stupid shit that the previous generations, really solidified for all of us. And then us millennials, I hate to say it, but a lot of us kind of like lost the light and maintained the fuck shit by just sheer apathy. And the younger generation is just like, you know what? Fuck this shit, man. We don't want to play. This is stupid. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's putting in a lot of work to destroy the darkness from within. The 7 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles came out again. And then we got 6 of Cups. This is like generational healing. Man. And then there's the Knight of Wands again, but it's the masculine side of it. And then we got Ace of Wands here. I've been seeing a lot of Ace of Wands. I was pulling cards before I started the live. Water Knight. These are all knights coming out. This is that's why I was initially thinking about the war. They're trying to cultivate war within us and amongst us, right? And anybody who's in a position of power, who seeks to destroy those of which they are in care of, they're in charge of, that's not it. Those aren't humans, okay? Those are soulless cyborgs that need to be taken out. Those are foreign invaders from another solar system or something. Like they're here to just rape and pillage our resources, our energy, like, and they've been doing it for a really long time. A really long time. And, you know, you want to talk about, oh, now it's getting all weird and talking about aliens and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you think that we are the only sentient beings and that there aren't good and evil entities floating around out there, you're not paying attention. How would you infiltrate and suck the resources out of a planet if you were of that mindset? You'd probably do it the exact same way that's being done to us right now. Really? Right? Oh, my noodles. 1 second. My alphabet noodles. I'm such a little kid. Hold on. They're on the verge of like not being yummy. Hold on. So, current events reading. Ashley Christie style. Oh, God. I can't help myself. I can't get no satisfaction. Emperor coming in quickly to work. And there's work and strength. Whoa. Yeah. Giggity, giggity. So, check this out. We got somebody that's coming out to lead the charge. And they're coming out bearing gifts. You know? This is Emperor of Kings, a leader of leaders. And he's moving with intention, and he's not just speaking from his ass, he's speaking from a place of empowerment. He knows what he's saying, he has what he's talking about, he knows how to use his tools. He's not just flippantly talking out of his ass, like, I want to do this, and I'm going to do this, and then, no, this man is doing these things. And then you've got stability and strength here, 4 of Pentacles, and then you got the 8 in the Major Arcana, which is strength. Stability and strength. That's what this masculine energy is bringing to the table, and that's great because that's healthy masculine energy, you know? And I saw this before, the chrysalis. This might have been where the Emperor has been this whole time, which is wrapped up within, transforming. Transforming. This masculine energy, this Emperor energy has been through a lot of loss. So they're coming from a place of knowingness. Not like many of our people in charge these days that are coming from a place of, I've never experienced any trauma and I'm going to order you around who's, you know, I'm going to tell you to just get off your ass and work for it while I refuse to give you more than minimum wage and torture you. Like, this isn't that kind of person. This is the kind of person who knows what it's like, who has empathy and compassion, even if he hasn't specifically experienced it. He knows how to throw himself into hangman voluntarily to see things from a different perspective. Is this a younger person? A water knight. Emotionally, Three of water as well. So 3 of cups. It's like this is the kind of man that would attract the ladies because he's emotionally very secure with himself. And then I see the devil. This is abuse. Maybe they've experienced a lot of abuse. And then, so it's like they've experienced abuse happening to them, and then they've experienced abuse that they've done to themselves. So this might be alcoholism or whatever. But they've been healing. They've been quiet. They've been hermiting within. They've been transforming themselves. The war that they're trying to force our planet into, the physical war that they're trying to force everybody into, is going to be defeated by the spiritual work that's being done under and behind the scenes that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't hear. This war is going to be defeated by something that's going on spiritually. You know, every time you heal your own trauma, you're fighting a war against good and evil within yourself. You know, I talk a lot about how God is within you. Well, guess what? So is the devil. There's the devil inside, there's the God inside. And who's going to win today? That's that whole conversation that happens through every generation, every century, every millennia. This is the same conversation. Who are you going to let win within you? Are you going to feed the devil within you with your negative self-talk and your fucked up abuse cycles of yourself or others, or allowing others to have their abuse cycles with you or whatever? Or are you going to feed the God within yourself and say, no, I'm not participating, thank you? To the point where you might lose. Like, I would rather be homeless on the streets than a billionaire being treated like trash and forced to dance like a fucking organ grinder's monkey. And they're like, okay, well then you'll be homeless. And you're like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, bring it on. That's winning the war on good and evil. Do you have to be homeless to win the war? No, I'm just showing you the intense contrast. Whatever you desire will be dangled in front of you with the secret stick waiting to bash you over the head with it once you accept your carrot. And if you can willingly release the carrot and go, you know, I'm good, I'll struggle and maintain my soul. Thanks, anyway. You just won a battle on the proverbial field. There's a reason I had to take all the fucking videos down off my channel. I've got almost 1,000 fucking videos. Okay? There's a reason I get fucked with so much. Why everybody else can play music, why everybody else can talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about, and there's a reason I can't. Because every day I go to each one of you and I say, pick up your fucking spiritual sword and defend yourself. We are not pacifists here doing nothingness. Okay? I don't care if you're sitting at home alone in your room and you haven't left your room in, 5 years. I don't give a shit. You don't need to leave your physical body, your physical space to do spiritual warfare. It's within here. It's within here. It's within your soul. Every time you have a thought, do you know how powerful that is and why they try to make you feel like your thoughts aren't powerful? Why they try to demean and reduce the class levels and make you feel like where you are in society is equating to your worth. They're trying to put a physical, tangible blockage on something that cannot be blocked. And once you realize that, you've escaped the matrix, and the matrix no longer exists, and it just completely dissolves for you. Gone. Dissolved. Moving to calmer waters. Right? Moving to calmer waters. That doesn't mean that we weren't in the storm. It means that we've experienced the storm and we're like, you know what? Why? There's no reason for this. They have us all against each other in the physical reality, and they're trying to force us to argue and hate within here and within our hearts. But what they can't control is your soul. You control your soul. When you have an opportunity to be disgusted with somebody or show them hate or show prejudice against them with a look or an avoidance or a this or a that, and instead you choose faith and hope and healing. You smile instead of frown. You walk toward them instead of around them. You say hello instead of looking away. Regardless of how they look on the fucking outside. Some of the most tough-looking bastards out there can be some of the most amazing, lovable people. And some of the people that you put on these pedestals and think that they're just so wonderful are pieces of fucking shit. There's a yin and a yang to all the energy out there. Just because somebody portrays on the outside love and light and peace and it's all just, that doesn't mean that's the core of who they are. I mean, it could be, but it also could not be. And just because someone on the outside is crass and aggressive and sharp or, rough around the edges, that doesn't mean that they're dark on the inside. We are being trained to judge by what we see externally, and they're desperate for us to judge each other by what we see and what we hear. On a regular day-to-day basis, the people that I meet aren't doing the things that they talk about in the media. Whether that's traditional media or off-center media. I see a lot of stuff, but I'm not seeing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's creating the illusion that will build up anxiety, frustration, fear, anger, so that we will want to fight each other physically in the 3D. And then we basically end up doing their work for them by destroying ourselves for them. The all-encompassing them who seem to be able to create rules that we are somehow obliged to follow, and yet I don't see these people. I just see each other forcing and enforcing the fuck shit amongst each other. It's like they've got us enforcing bullshit upon one another. Side-eye your neighbor. Mistrust your friend. We've brought a bunch of people in that don't look like you. And now we're going to instill fear and anger and anxiety and frustration by cutting all your benefits and giving it to them. This is orchestrated to create dissent, mistrust, and get us to fight amongst ourselves. They put Charles Manson in prison because he was trying to incite a race war. But really, he was just trying to do it too soon, and it wasn't for him to control. It was for whoever's at the top raping and pillaging all of our energy. It's for them to control, right? So he got put in prison. But they're basically the same thing. They're more evil, more organized. And all of us are just falling right into the honey trap. You know? Falling right into the honey trap of fuck shit. And the fact that we have to have leaders over large quantities of individuals instead of doing it in more of a hive section, right? I'm not talking about that creepy ass movie of Hive Mind. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about setting up societies in honeycomb control centers. There is no central control, because when you have the opportunity to control all of the sectors, all someone has to do is infiltrate and infect one central office, and everything else is fucked, which is what we're seeing right now. So, wouldn't that show that maybe we need to stop allowing that happening? We need to stop doing that. If we put in the effort, we can actually live quite harmoniously amongst one another. Doesn't matter how you look. Doesn't matter what kind of religious fuck shit you're all about. Doesn't matter what kind of political fuck shit you're all about. We can all live harmoniously together as ourselves without having to homogenize and become like each other. We can be ourselves amongst each other and stop being assholes. Right? Now, I'm not saying accept the fuck shit of each nation, because, there are men marrying and raping little girls in every culture, every race, every religion. There are women in every culture, race, and religion creating gossip and dissent amongst one another to destroy each other. There are people stealing from each other in every race, religion, color, creed, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. And we like to externalize the fuck shit and say, it's them over there. We don't do that. It's like, well, actually, everybody seems to be doing it to each other and and externally to, not only just within, but also externally as well. It seems to be every single one. Right? And if you get to know people, you might find that they're pretty decent. You treat people decently, then maybe there won't be an opportunity for these fuck shit assholes to incite race wars within our nations, because we will all be getting along. Yeah, they're moving military-age men to different nations all over the planet. But if we start treating each other with dignity and respect, it will defuse the bomb that they are trying to ignite and set off, literally right now as we speak. We can diffuse this whole situation ourselves. I don't care what culture you're from, what creed you have, what religion, political blah, 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 blah. I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you've been. I don't care what you have. I can still treat you with dignity and respect. And if you're still an asshole to me, well, maybe the next person who treats you with dignity and respect will make a difference. But I've laid the foundation and the groundwork for that to be an accepted practice of not being an asshole to one another. I was at the petrol station the other night, and I am extremely intuitive. I can feel people's thoughts. I can feel the general tone of things, and I move accordingly all the time. And there was a man, and he looked he actually looked kind of Ethiopian, actually. But he was younger, and you could tell that he had been getting judged and mistreated by people who look like me. So I could see him judging me, thinking that I was judging him. And he was standing in the parking lot with a friend of his. I assume it was maybe his coworker or something, because it was, I mean, they were, looks like they're getting ready to go do work stuff, right? It's early in the morning at the petrol station. And he was standing between his friend's car and my car. And I was going to go in the shop. I had just put petrol in the van. And I could feel it off him. He was like, oh, I could feel the tone off him, like watching me, like, oh, I bet she's going to lock her van and give me a dirty look and talk badly to me. And you could feel it off of me. He had all these negative thoughts in his mind. And I looked at him and I made a conscious choice. And I took Elijah because we had to go to the bathroom. We went inside. I closed the door. I looked at him. I did not lock it. I smiled and I walked inside. Oh, Ashley, that's fucking crazy. Why would you do that shit? Because that man is being treated with mistrust. So what does that turn him into? An untrustworthy person. Because when somebody feels like everybody believes they're not trustworthy, they just start acting untrustworthy. But when you trust people, they act worthy of trust. And if they still don't act worthy of trust, well, then they've got a screw loose and there's nothing you can do about it. But the majority of people love to be given the opportunity to show that they are human beings and they are decent. Could he have hopped in the van and stolen stuff and done this and done? He could have done whatever the fuck he wanted to, but guess what? So could anybody else. I could lock that motherfucker and go inside and someone could break in and do it. And it doesn't matter what they fucking look like. It could be a 12-year-old girl who comes from a wealthy family who just likes to be a fucking asshole because she's, feeling bored with her life. So what are we looking at this particular man like this for? Because that's what the societal in charge fuckers are constructing for us. How do we cultivate distrust? How do we cultivate dissent? So that way, when we decide to start a war, which is what they're trying to do right now, they're feeling it out. They're dropping little hints like, hey, there's going to be a war between Europe and Russia. There's going to be a war between America and Russia. There's going to be a war. Like, they're trying to force a world war. China, this, that, right? They're trying to force another war. What happens if we all decide not to play? Right? Then most of the people who came on refugee status, they make their money and they go back home to their wives and their children, and they heal their own countries like they wanted to do from the beginning. And the idea of war dissipates because it is no longer, well, my culture tells me that, Christians and Jews and and atheists, they're all evil. And when I go over there, they treat me like shit, which, cultivates the fact that that's a reality and that's true. Well, what happens when the Christians and the Jews and the atheists are all kind to you? It kind of fucks with your head a little bit, doesn't it? Oh, wait a minute. You want me to kill a bunch of people that are actually kind to me and helping me, even though they're struggling? Even though they're getting punished by their own government, and I'm being given everything that's supposed to be going to the people of their own nation, just like what's happening probably in their countries too. Their families are supposed to be getting assistance and they're not. It's all going to fucking assholes in, war cults called government. Is going to capitalist fucks who are all about me, me, me. Oh, well, I got to reduce, one of the biggest things you hear companies talk about is how Employee salaries are the biggest expense. And at the bottom, yeah, that's heavy, because if you're a single mom and pop shop and you're trying to maintain wages and do this and that, is very difficult. However, the majority of the businesses that are benefiting from the low wages are not the mom and pop shops. And usually mom and pop shops give you more than minimum wage anyway, because they want to keep you around and they want to treat you well. But these large corporations, I mean, look at, why do you need more than one yacht? Why can't you make sure that the people drilling the oil for you actually have decent places to live and their families can survive on what you're giving them? Why can't you have giant, massive skyscrapers and pay people fairly? Oh, because then the opulence won't exist. Well, actually, opulence would still exist, because we're humans and we love shiny things. We're all magpies at heart. So shiny things will always exist, whether you're rich or poor. Okay? So this attachment to this idea that it's us versus them, that if some have, then others can't have, and vice versa, this attachment to this lie is what has us enforcing the fuck shit amongst each other. Well, if my cousin wins $1 million, then I'm not going to be a millionaire. Well, if my friend gets that good job, that means that I'm not the one with the good job. Well, how about you flip that script and say, oh, thank God, they're bringing a wealth mindset to our community. It's not their job to give it to me. However, I will pick their brain for information and understand how they did it. Like I just did yesterday with, like I was saying, Mark Atwood. Go check him out. He's a fascinating, brilliant man. Did I ask him for a handout? Did I ask him to do something for me? No. I wanted to pick his brain because that's brilliance. I want to talk to the brilliance. I want to understand how can I help myself. That's far more valuable than somebody giving me something. Is way more valuable. So when you see somebody in a really good relationship and you're begrudging them, right? Or you see somebody who finally got a leg up or is starting to do a little bit better than yourself, and if you're begrudging about it, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you're bringing that upon yourself. Whereas if you see somebody in an amazing relationship or amazing job or amazing situation, you go, fuck yes, yes, the good wins, right? 1 point for team healthy, awesome, wonderful people. The more healthy, awesome, wonderful people there are, the more healthy, awesome, wonderful people there are. So when you begrudge somebody who has, that means that you are sticking yourself in the have-nots. And then that's being bred amongst each other. And that's what the societal in charges are trying to maintain. If we can keep people jealous of each other, mistrusting, hateful, this, that, blah, 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 then we can have it all for ourselves while they fight amongst themselves. Right? So how do we win the spiritual war? Same way we win the physical war. Right? And this is where it stems from. Feeling lost, feeling taken advantage of, feeling abused. And then projecting that outwards. When this is what we need to do. We need to celebrate each other. We need to view resources as though, this card, the Jester of Earth, this to me reminds me of my grandmother, my Nana Rose Dorito. And you know what she says? Ashley, it's funny money. It's just funny money. It comes, it goes. Use it for what you need in life. Use it to make your life better and happier in some way. Use it to help people. Money goes, money comes. It's when you covet it and when you get obsessive over it and you get obsessive over resources, and that's when shit starts to hit the fan in a negative way and you start to reduce your frequency. But if you can release it and go, yeah, it's a tool. Sometimes I'm going to use the tool. Sometimes somebody else is going to use the tool. And at the end of the day, hopefully we all get a little closer to a better way of living. When I have money and I give it to somebody else, they turn around and they give it to somebody else. That could be by buying something, that could be by generosity, that could be through donations or investing or whatever. But the money usually moves around a little bit, which means we're sharing tools. We're sharing tools. And the sooner we can really embrace that mentality of we're sharing tools, the sooner we can collapse all this nonsense, trying to gatekeep owning a home, trying to gatekeep owning property, trying to gatekeep education, trying to gatekeep beauty, trying to gatekeep all this shit. And the sooner we realize that if we all got together at the bottom and just shared our resources, they could go fuck themselves with all their gatekeeping bullshit. And pretty soon, we're the cool kids and they want to hang out in our club instead of the other way around because we're actually happy down here. Hey, man, instead of going and buying a hammer, why don't you just borrow mine? Hey, instead of us all fighting for the same property, why don't we all invest in the property and we all help each other with getting little cabins put up? And we all own it together. So instead of an HOA run by some like ghost group, some like, we're in charge from up here, it's actually a community of people that all own it together. It's not like a developer bought the land, built the houses, and then set up an HOA. It's like a bunch of people got together, pooled their resources, their credit, and bought something for themselves. I was watching little track of homes be built, and there's like, I don't know, 14 homes in there, and they're nice size houses. The land wasn't even that big. You don't actually need a lot of land to make sure everyone still has a lot of land. They all had yards. They had front yards, backyards, parking, driveways. They were all individually built, like they weren't all smushed together. It wasn't an apartment situation. They were houses. Now imagine instead of just one asshole who has billions of properties and then slumlords the whole thing, how about we all get together and buy the land together and we all build each other's houses? We get Amish on the fucking shit without being Amish. You know what I mean? People still can be themselves. We're just helping each other get the land, get them built, so that we don't have a bunch of people running around either A, homeless with families and stuff, or B, rental hopping. Like I'm fucking rental hopping right now. It's fucking stupid. They're trying to get everybody renting so that we don't own anything, so that they can take it from us whenever they want to. And they're trying to get rid of regular landlords so that it's just main corporations owning everything. And I say they as because I don't know who specifically is doing this, but it's definitely not the majority of people wanting this to happen. So it's a they versus us situation for damn sure. And I was talking to a lady who was in the same situation as me. Her and her husband are doing the same thing as me. And I said, you know what? How cool would it be if there was an application? Now, here's an idea. I throw ideas out there all the time for you guys. And if you guys want to ever pick them up and run with them, that'd be cool as shit. And if you ever wanted to donate to me, if you made a shit ton of money from those ideas, that would be amazing. But here's the thing. If there was an application where people could go on and combine their efforts and say, hey, these 10 families are looking for a place in Dublin. These 5 people are looking for a place in New York. These 20 people are looking for a place in Manila, right? You've got like location hubs of people. And then you get these people together to contribute deposit money. And, if you need references, or if you need deposit money, or if you need money to build, or if you need credit so that you can get the money to build, and you all combine together as a collective, as a club, which I learned about yesterday. How fucking cool is that? As a club, you set up a club, you buy the fucking property, and you build it up for yourselves. The houses don't all have to look the same. Fucking disgusting. Seeing all these houses that look the same, it's fucking weird. It's gross. I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. It has no character. Right? We've got enough of homogenized fuck shit. We need things that look different, that bring a different kind of character to our reality. It's okay to be different. It's not okay to force your differences on others. And that's what we see happening here right now. This card represents generational healing, generational curse breaking. We have the potential. We don't have to fight the fucking wars. We don't have to play the fucking pandemic Ponzi fucking bullshit games. We don't have to play with bullies. Enough is enough. We don't have to play. And we can get together and we can help each other. But the only way that's going to happen is if we start to understand that it's not the individual people that are causing this that you need to attack on the street. Oh, they look different. They're going to rape and murder my cousins. No. They look different. Why don't you get to know them? Maybe they're really decent human beings. And if they're not decent human beings, you should get to know them as well so that you know that you got to stay away from them. But just blanketly treating everybody like they've got the fucking Black Plague is retarded. And you're playing right into the hands of the devil. I understand, a lot of people are angry with the Jews. And it's like, well, okay, it's not every Jew. There's so many amazing Jewish people out there. A lot of people are mad at the Christians. Well, it's not all Christians. A lot of people are mad at Muslims. It's not all Muslims. Oh, those atheists. It's like, well, it's not all atheists. Come on, man. Let's have common sense. Get to know one another. Yeah, there's some bad eggs in every basket. But the majority of eggs out there taste fucking brilliant. Okay, well, don't. You can take that dirty. But, sorry. I'm not telling you to go out there and taste everybody's eggs, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I think we got enough of that going on too, okay? Oh, God. The Star card. Setting the example. Shining your light in dark spaces. Treating people with dignity and respect in front of other people who are not doing that. Sets the example. If you are from a culture that constantly talks badly about another culture, oh, they're evil to us, they're bad to us, you don't marry those people, you don't hang out with those people. And you turn around and say, well, actually, that's not true. It's not all those people. And also, some people in our culture are fucking assholes too. So, really, it's just assholes versus good people. I am not going to participate in your racist fuck shit. I'm not going to participate in your religious extremist fucking like this group is good, this group is bad. I'm not going to participate in your Republican versus Democrat or communist versus, anarchist is the other extreme, but I'm not going to participate because not everybody is everybody. We're all different. And I would like to start seeing people getting judged based off their merit and their minds and their hearts and their souls. Not being judged based on their pain and their trauma. Of course, the guy or the girl who has been bullied is going to be a bit aggressive. They're going to be a porcupine with their porcupine pieces out. Because you got people coming at you all day long. Eventually, you just walk around with your pokes out saying, don't fuck with me. And then everybody starts saying, oh, well, it's justified to treat them like shit because look, they're angry. And it's like, well, I'm angry because you keep fucking hitting me. Or you keep talking shit about me. Or you keep bullying me. Of course I'm going to be an asshole. You see? So, Mark Atwood, you can blame him because he instructed me to do current event readings every day to build up my numbers. And, I agree. A lot of people want to know what's going on in the world. So I will continue this saga. I'll do another one of these. I might actually leave this live public because there's no music playing. I don't think I've said, I don't know. We could try it out and see what happens. I literally have thousands of videos I had to take down. Well, not thousands, but over 1,000 videos. I had to take them down. Because I kept getting fucked with. I have 2 strikes. If I get another one, the channel's down. Yeah, the bots, they're all asking the same thing. Trying to pull me off of the reading, which is wild. But, it's fine. There's a Jester of Earth again. And the Fire Princess. Be passionate about releasing this idea that we all must control resources and embrace the idea, because that's how resources control us, right? What you want to control controls you. And releasing that into the universe and utilizing resources to not only help ourselves, but to help others, right? And it could be something as simple as holding the door open for somebody, or helping someone pick up their groceries that fell, or stepping in when someone's being bullied and saying, why are you bullying them? Did they do something to you? Or is it just because they look different from you? Did they actually physically rape your child, or are you just associating them with somebody else who's a bad guy? Because I'll tell you, I was a prison guard in a sex offender yard, and the majority of people are not who you guys all think they are. There is dissent and propaganda being pushed through society to create race wars and religious wars and political wars. They're trying to get all of us to fight each other. Women against men, different age groups fighting it amongst each other. They're trying to get everybody fighting amongst everyone. And I'm telling you right now, we can say no. And just, tell them to go fuck themselves. We can say no. That's our right. That's our choice. That's our prerogative. Oh, he looks like a thug. Okay, well, maybe he's actually a really good guy. Oh, she looks like a prostitute. Yeah, but maybe she's a really lovely person. Maybe she's actually really fucking smart. Oh, she curses like a sailor. You can't bring her anywhere. Well, maybe that's because she is more intelligent than all those fucking people that you're trying to covet. Maybe you don't want to be looking like an idiot. Maybe more of us need to be more comfortable with looking like an idiot. Wow, I was wrong about you. You're actually a really cool person. You've actually got really strong morals, integrity, and ethics. And you know what? I'm glad I'm glad I changed my mind and gave you a chance and didn't just judge you. You can't keep generalizing because every time you point a finger, you got 4 more pointed back at you. And everything that you're saying about a different culture is what that culture is probably saying about you. And maybe if we stopped allowing that dogmatic fuck shit into our brain cells and into our hearts, and we stopped acting on it, we could take our power back and we wouldn't all be struggling like idiots. It's like the lemming that jumped off the cliff and everybody else jumped off too. And everybody wonders why they're all falling. Why are we falling to our death? Because you all followed the fucking asshole off the cliff and you didn't think for a second and go, wait, maybe I shouldn't jump off this. Maybe I should take a look first before I just go jumping off the hate train. Right? The hate is not going to get us anywhere. It's going to bring us toward war. So you want a current events reading? We need t-shirts. Don't be a dick. Embrace the Mickey. Don't be a dick. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. My mind is just, I have the mind of a teenage person. When it comes to like sexual stuff, I just think it's so funny. Like your mom jokes, they roll through my brain cells all day long. Like, I just can't help it. I can't help it. And if you saw me in a normal setting, you wouldn't know that I had, like, if you just met me and I was just talking to you with my normal professionalism, you wouldn't know that I have such a funny sense of humor. You have to get to know people to know them. We're being told this, that, and the other. But are we seeing it? Are we experiencing it? Most stuff that happens within a family unit. Children being hurt a lot of times happens from within the family unit. So you want to judge externally, maybe look internally first. That's why I wrote the book, Jesus Loves Your History. It's all about healing the internal aspects. Before you go moving on, trying to force your shit on other people, look at yourself first. I constantly am looking at myself. And I'm constantly fucking up and learning and growing and coming back and saying, I'm sorry. I just did that a few days ago with a friend of mine. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. I got it wrong. It's okay to get it wrong as long as you're comfortable sitting in it, feeling it, moving back through it and going, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to dig in on this. I'm going to release this and understand that, sometimes I get it wrong and it's okay. I'm okay, you're okay. And if you're not okay, I'm sorry. How do I make amends? Maybe there's a grumpy old bitch that walks down the street all the time and everyone's mean to her and avoids her. And you decide, you know what, today I'm not going to do that. And you go up to her and you start talking to her. Maybe she's an asshole in the beginning. And then you're like, well, everyone's an asshole. At least she's upfront about it. And you get to know her and you realize, she's going through stuff just like everybody else. She's lashing out because of what's been happening to her. And maybe your kindness helps turn that around for her. Right? Be the light you wish to see in the world. Change the landscape by changing yourself. Have a lovely day. It's 4 in the morning. I've been up since like, I don't fucking ass crack of dawn. It's just not even dawn. What am I talking about? I've been up since like midnight. I'm gonna go get some work done, like normal, like, normie work done. And I love you guys, and we'll try another I'll try another current events reading tomorrow. Yeah. Current events. I'm trying. I'm doing it. I was told to try it, and I'm gonna try it, and I'm doing it. So I'm, throw enough shit at the wall, something eventually sticks. Be kind, rewind. Talk to you later.